Well, of course, one of the things that I think talking about affirmations and talking about programming the mind that is extremely important is the process that you use in programming the mind. And one of the things that is very, very important in this is the way you think each and every day, the process by which you create ideas in your mind. And we have been programmed by our parents, by our preachers, by our teachers, to think in certain ways. And so what I'd like you to do, ladies and gentlemen, just for a moment, is to imagine that you could create a suggestion that you could place in your mind to improve an ability to its maximum potential or to eliminate a habit that you might want to eliminate. And I'd like you to take out a piece of paper and just print on that piece of paper a suggestion to improve an ability or perhaps to eliminate a habit that you could place in your mind. And I'd like you to imagine that if you did that, it would take effect. So you're creating a suggestion for yourself. You're going to print this on a card, on a piece of paper, on anything that you might have there near you. And then I'm going to make some predictions. After we come back in a few moments, you'll have time to do this during the next commercial break. But when we come back, I'm going to tell you what you have done. And I think you're going to find that very interesting because I believe that most of you will do a number of things that deal with how we are trained to think, and then we'll talk about how you can change that process to a more effective way of thinking and really bring that suggestion into the conscious mind and make it become a reality. But that has to do with how we're going to think. So what I'd like you to do is take out a piece of paper, print a suggestion you'd like to accomplish, to eliminate a habit, to improve ability, or whatever, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the suggestion that you've written, and I think you're going to find out some very interesting things about it. So we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen, and now we're going to look at those suggestions that you've written down or that you've thought about and see what you have done with them. I'm just going to predict a couple of things, and I do this in my class, Improving Human Capabilities at the college, and I find that it's fairly accurate, and it has to do with the way you've been trained to think, and it has a lot to do with why we don't accomplish everything we set out to do. The first thing that I'm going to predict is that many, many of you out there did not include yourself in the suggestion. In other words, the word I is not in the suggestion. Your name is not in the suggestion. There's just a suggestion that somebody somewhere is going to use to accomplish a particular goal, but you're not on that piece of paper. That's one of the things that we do. So what we're talking about here is that the suggestion has to be personal. We're talking about identifying yourself. The second thing is the suggestion has to be positive. Now, I can pretty much predict that many of you used words in your suggestion that are weak words and even negative words. Some of you might have used the word stop smoking, quit eating so much, and so on. Those are negative words. Or I would like to, maybe I could, I might be able to, I would like to, I wish I could. All those things are either negative or they're weak because they, right at the outset in the writing of the suggestion, indicate that you don't really think you can accomplish that. So that positive aspect is very important. I am, not would be, could be, might be. And then the last thing is it has to be in the present moment, because that's the only time you're going to be able to change anything in your life is in the present moment. You can't change the past. It's like butterflies pinned to a board. You can't change the future or affect the future because that hasn't happened yet, but the point of power is right now in the present moment. This is the point where the present slips into the past and where you can actually change your life.